As diplomacy ramps up, Israel continues its intensive bombing campaign, pressing deeper into Gaza. Britain's Foreign Secretary says military action is not the only effective way in dealing with terrorists. Meanwhile, the US Senate greenlights a proposal by Barack Obama to use unspent bailout funds to open up credit markets and to help stimulate lending. And the European Central Bank cuts its key interest rates to help cushion the Eurozone from a deep recession. Hello, you're watching the news at 8 with me, James Chow. We're live from Beijing and we begin today with the Middle East. In the latest, Israel continues to bomb numerous targets throughout Gaza, even as one of its top envoys went to Egypt to discuss a ceasefire there. So far, the offensive has killed 13 Israelis and more than 1,000 Palestinians. Wang Guan has that.
Israeli ground forces moved deeper into crowded neighborhood in Gaza on Thursday. The offices of Abu Dhabi Television were strewn with rubble after being hit by an Israeli shell. Meanwhile, more Palestinian civilians have come under Israeli fire. Ambulances are making every second count to save lives. Many of the injured were children. Another Israeli bombardment killed Hamas Interior Minister Said Sayem, the organization's security chief. Hamas, meanwhile, is demanding Israel to end its assaults immediately.
Stop the aggression, first of all. Second, Israel must immediately withdraw from Gaza. Third, the lifting of the siege, because it was the reason this crisis exploded.
Since day one of the offensive on December 27th, both sides have demanded each other to stop the attack first, before it would seriously consider a ceasefire. Israeli police accused Hamas of firing more than 20 rockets towards Israel on Thursday, injuring 10 people. On the same day, Hamas released a video claiming to show 2 Israeli tanks in the Gaza city being fired on with missiles from a house. Also on Thursday, some people gathered at the local Red Cross office building in the West Bank to send a peace message. They were praying for an end to the war in which both UN and Palestinian officials say nearly half the Palestinian casualties were civilians. Wang Guan, CCTV.
Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts to end the violence gathered momentum on Thursday with a visit to the area by the UN Secretary General. Dang Rui is more on Ban Ki-moon's peace mission.
Ban met with Israeli Defense Minister Ehud Barak and the Foreign Minister Tzipi Livni in Tel Aviv. Ban said it's time for the violence to stop.
I believe from my talks in Egypt that the elements are in a place for this violence to end now. The time has come for the violence to stop and for us to change fundamentally the dynamics in Gaza and to pursue again the peace talks for a two-state solution, which is the only road to lasting security for Israel.
Livni was ambiguous about setting a date for a ceasefire. She also blamed Hamas for the heavy civilian death toll during the Israeli offensive. Ban's visit came as Israeli forces shelled the UN headquarters in the Gaza Strip, setting compound on fire and injuring at least 3 people. Omar called it a sad incident during his meeting with the Ban, but he said the Israeli military had come under attack first from the UN compound.
It is absolutely true that we were attacked from that place, but the consequences were very psychological. I don't think it should have happened, and I'm very sorry. Although, as I said, the Israeli forces were attacked, and as it happened, the response was very harsh, and I'm very sorry for the entire event.
Ban expressed outrage over the incident. He said Barak told him there had been a grave mistake and had promised to pay extra attention to protecting UN installations. Dang Rui, CCTV.